done. They're going to finish at 475, 5.25. But that kind of Fed funds rate of 5% for many months and quarters to come, that's very problematic for multiples. And that's going to be a big headwind for the economy.
Isn't that true, Ed? Right? That's the higher for longer argument.
Yeah, I mean,
and that would be a problem, wouldn't it? And that almost seems a base case, though. There are a few outliers who think a rate cut is coming, but.
Yeah, I think Eric's making a very good, solid case for a recession and a continuation of a bear market. I just don't happen to agree. I think the yield curve is inverted because bond yields have come down from 4.25% to 3.5%, and they've been amazingly stable at 3.5% for the past several weeks. And the 2-year Treasury note is clearly signaling that the Fed is very close to the end of its tightening cycle. And they could certainly, it wouldn't be much to get it to 5.25% by May. And they could say that they want to keep it there, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's what they're going to do, especially if inflation continues to come down, and especially if we're talking about a soft landing, whereas there's some signs of weakness here and there isn't much justification for keeping interest rates restrictive for as long as they say they're going to go. But you know what? I kind of hope that we do wind up keeping interest rates around the 5% on the Fed funds rate and the bond yield around 3.5%. I think it would be great not to go back to zero interest rates. I think it would be great to go back to the old normal where the economy was able to grow with interest rates at these levels without any problems whatsoever. And I think that's what we're doing. We had the new normal for all too long from 2009 to 2021, where interest rates were zero and central banks were doing their best to get inflation up. Well, now they've gotten it up, and now they're trying to get it back down. I think the pandemic just kind of threw everything up in the air, and a lot of the confusion that's going on is still pandemic related. I think inflation is turning out to be very transitory on the good side. Services too, by the way, if we calculated rents the right way. And so I'm an optimist on inflation. What can I tell you?
All right. We'll make that the last word. To be continued. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you,
Eric and Ed. All right. We'll see you soon back here in Overtime.